The word karma means action. And it does not only mean physical action. Physical action means that you take a stone or a stick and you can hit someone. Right? That is action. But also karma means when you speak is also an action. Because speech can hurt you more than the stone. If you hit somebody with a stone or with a stick or you cut him with a knife, no big thing. He gets healed and he forgets that very soon. But if you throw some dirty remarks, he would never forget that. He would take that with him to his grave. So you can hurt somebody just with words greater than with a stick. Which means that your speech is also action. And when you speak something negative, everybody would be affected. You, in the first place, was affected. That is why something negative came out of you. The person who is directing this towards will also suffer. And by just saying a few negative words, there would be a lot of people who would be found suffering unnecessarily because you said something negative. So we must always try to speak something positive. Now it does not only stop at the level of speech, it also goes to your thoughts. Whatever you think also has an effect. You might not be aware, maybe you don't know, but if you think something negative, it is going to have an effect on everything around us. That negative thought, that negative speech is helping the war in Nicaragua, Salvador, Guatemala, in the Middle East, Far East, goodness knows wherever it is. And you might not be aware, you might not even think you are contributing to the war because you are thousands of miles away. So we must be very careful with what we think. And we must try to think positively all the time, if it's possible. This is why the great man of wisdom tells you the method of suspending the negative things so that you can introduce the positive things in your life, which would not only have a direct effect on oneself, but on everybody. Because we have waves, sound waves. And the same type of sound wave which is responsible to carry the message of the radio or the television is the same type of wave, but of a higher frequency we use when we think. And it travels much faster. And it has its effect. If you want to think If you want to carry on an experiment in your home, go to the market and buy 2 flower plants. You put one that corner of the house, you put one on this corner of the house. And when you go to water that plant, you go there with a lot of tensions and anger, and you throw the water there. And when you come to this plant, you go with a lot of love and kindness and you water it. Within a week, that plant is going to wilt. It will die. And this one will be ruined. Try it. And if it's your thoughts, if your negative thoughts will have such an effect on the plant, what it is going to have on your children, on your dear ones, on your dear ones. Think about it. They will have a tremendous effect. So as human beings, we must try to make a very great effort to think positive. The moment you can start thinking positively, it is natural that your speech will be positive, and it is natural that your actions will be, and the reactions will be the same. This is why it is very, very important to think positive. And then again, we must know how to conserve that energy. The conservation of mental energy is very important if you want to be successful in your life. Because it is only a strong mind will get ahead, and a weak mind will be failure all around. So don't blame others for your weak mind, right? Don't blame your failure. Because of others, when the failure, it is due directly to the weak mind. So everything is associated and related. And let us see how this affects karma. As we have been saying, the law of karma does not depend on your belief for its functioning. The moment you think, the law starts. And you would be punished, or you would be rewarded, whether you think negatively or positively. So do not blame anyone else. Don't think, God is punishing me. A lot of people, think God is punishing. God punishes no one. You are being punished for your very negative deeds. The law clarifies that. Every action, there is an equal opposite reaction. So don't put God into your affairs. Don't try to use Him as an excuse. Because, as human beings, we want that everybody should be very truthful and honest to me. But I must have the right to lie. Don't you think so? How many times the husband demands truth from the wife? And he's having a fling out there. Or vice versa. Right? But we demand the truth. No, you tell me the truth. It is natural. This is how a weak mind functions. And it is not so easy to get rid of these things. It is the law. The law is functioning. And the functioning of that law is not dependent on your belief or your faith or whatever.
Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma